Welcome back to the channel. In this week's episode, I am taking you behind the scenes of my own business and walking you through exactly what I do weekly to make sure that I am staying on top of my numbers and being organized so that I can have a stress-free tax season every single year. Let's dive on in. Hi, I'm Heather, a wedding and senior photographer based in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and on this channel, I love to help other photographers understand and manage their taxes as a small business owner, streamline their systems so that they can spend more time with family and friends, and I also love to give a little sneak peek into my life here and there. This episode today, I am super excited because I am showing you exactly what I do weekly to make sure I have a stress-free tax season every single year. This is simple things that you can do within 5 to 10 minutes, 15 minutes top if it's a crazy week. But these are the little things that I do to set myself up to be organized and ready to go with my numbers to send off to my accountant when tax season comes around. So I'm super excited to be showing you exactly what I do, but I suggest doing these things weekly. You could do them bi-weekly if you'd want to, and that's a better rhythm for your business, but I prefer to do them weekly because it's even less amount of time that it's going to take me to check these things off my list. And it's a great start to my week. Like, I quickly get 4 things done right off the bat, tops 10 minutes long, check those things off, and I'm ready to go for the rest of the things that I have to do that week. So this is what I do. I definitely recommend at least doing it bi-weekly, if not weekly. If you take longer than that and only do it monthly, it's just going to take you longer to do. And sometimes you can forget things because a whole month is a little bit hard to remember exactly what you did every single day. So I suggest weekly, at the most bi-weekly. All right, let's dive on in. I'm so excited about this episode. So the first thing that I always do is any income that has hit my bank account from the week previously, I always make sure that I track where it's coming from or what type of session it is. And then also I delegate that money to my different folders that I have set up so that I don't spend money that I technically kind of don't have because I have to pay bills or send it off to someone else. So I have folders for taxes, business expenses, and then retirement. And I right away send all of that money to those different folders so that I don't even touch it and don't spend the things that I don't have to just spend however I want to. The next thing on my list is I make sure that any independent contractors that I've paid in the previous week, that I keep track of how much I've paid them throughout the year. So it's a very simple spreadsheet that I use, and I just keep a tally of how much I've paid each independent contractor, because at the end of the year, if you watched any of my previous videos on independent contractors, you need to send a 1099 to some of them if you've paid them more than $600. So this spreadsheet is the way that I keep track of how much I've paid them. I just go in there on Monday, add any payments that I've made, and then that's all I do for step 2 of tracking my numbers for tax season in my weekly rhythm. All right, on to number 3. Guys, we are flying. As fast as this video is going to be is how long it will take you to do these steps in your week. But number 3 is expenses. Now, this is going to be the one that'll probably take the longest, but still, I promise you, if you do it each week, it will not take you that long at all. And if you have a really short week or a less expense week, like you don't pay a lot of expenses that week, it's going to be even shorter. And so what I do is any receipts that I've received for expenses that I've made in my business, I just make sure that I organize them and file them away and just make a note of what it was for so that if I ever have to reference it again, I have those notes for me and can easily explain what it was for, who I was with, what I used it to do in my my business. And then lastly, for expenses, I make sure that I categorize any of the expenses that I've made into those different write-off categories that I've previously talked about on my channel. So if you haven't watched those videos, make sure to go to my channel, and there's a whole series on the different types of categories that can be used for tax write-offs. So go ahead and watch those, but that is what I'm going to do for my expenses. I'm going to collect and file any receipts that I've received, and then I'm going to categorize my expenses so that I know what it was used for and if it can be used as a deduction at the end of the year. And then the last thing that I do in my weekly rhythm is just track my mileage and categorize it to being either personal or business. This is a really simple task, especially if you have an app like MileIQ, where it is just continually tracking your drives for you on the behind the scenes of your phone. And all you have to do is go in and just swipe left or right, depending on if it's personal or business. And that's all you have to do for your week. At the end of the year, the app will then tally up all of those numbers for business and personal. But in the week, all you're doing is just swiping left or right, which is so simple. All right, guys, that is it. That's all I do in a week. And it saves me so much time at the end of the year because all of those expenses and numbers are top of mind. I know exactly what I did when I paid for those expenses or I received that income. I'm organizing it right away, and then at the end of the year, all I'm doing is just totaling those numbers up of everything that I've organized each week. Very simple. I promise you it'll be 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes max each week, and it will save you tons of time at the end of the year. So start implementing this. It can be a Monday, it could be Friday to close out your week, Wednesday just to see where you're at and how things are going. But make sure you're implementing this each week to save you so much time and have less stress when tax season comes around. I hope you guys found this helpful. This stuff is things that I love. I love workflows and I love making things easier for myself. So I hope you found this rhythm helpful to you. If you have any questions though, please feel free to drop them below in the comment section. I'd be happy to answer them. And who knows, it may show up in a week soon to be a future week here on the YouTube channel if I think it's something that's really important for everyone to know. So please drop them down below. Also, if you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit the subscribe button just so that I know that I'm giving you the best amount of resources and talking about topics that are really helpful to you. And also you'll get to know when new videos come out each week and you'll be able to be the first to watch them. Thank you guys so much for being here and joining me on this week's video, and I hope to see you in the next one. See ya!